Hey guys, today we're going to create my Love Bubbles bracelet. I think it is so cute. You do not have to add beads to this. It is optional. It's pretty customizable. You can also add these little bubble charms if you want to do that. It's completely up to you. It takes about 5 or so sections to create it. It could depend on your wrist size, of course. If you're going to use the beads, you need about 10 or so. If you're going to use the charms, you need about 5 or so of those. But here is my keychain that I also made. I'm going to upload a YouTube short for that if you want to watch that to create it. I do recommend using a double-ended hook. It makes the process easier. But without further ado, let's get our supplies together and we can get started. So to get started, we're going to start by making these pieces ahead of time. And they actually make up the bracelet. So each section needs 2 of them. I'm going to need 10 total since it takes 5 for my wrist size. It's very easy to make more if you have a bigger wrist size. I'm going to make the first one on camera with you, but you will need another hook or even a C-clip to temporarily C-clip them all until you're ready to use them. I actually just slide my hook out and sit them down. So let's go ahead and start making the first one. We're going to twist this on like a figure 8. Then you're going to grab 2 more, and we're going to pull these both through at the same time. You're going to pull it through the cap band and then close it off. Like that. Grab your next one. And we're going to fishtail this one. So we're going to pull it through everything. And then you're going to pick up the outside band, skip over the 2 middle, and pick up the outside band and close it off. We're going to repeat that again. So you're going to pull it through everything and pick up the outside bands. Close it off. I'm on my new color now, so now we're actually just going to pull it through everything and then close it off. You do not pick anything up. We're going to do that for the remaining 2. Pull it through everything and close. And one more time. Like so. So you do have to repeat that process 9 more times for a total of 10 if you think you have the same wrist size as me. So I'm going to show you how to add beads if you do want this version here. So you're going to grab your bead, and I'm going to place it on the right side of my hook because you want the piece to sit in front of the bead. You're going to just pull it nice and tight and slide the bead on. You're going to pull the bead down to the 3rd chain like that. That's all you're going to do to every piece if you want that beaded version. I'm not going to bead mine today, but go ahead and get your remaining pieces made, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. So once all your pieces are done, sit them to the side, and now we're going to start making the fishtail that sits in the middle. I'm going to stick with white. You're going to grab 5 bands to start. So we're going to twist the first one on, and this does start very similar to the pieces we just made. Grab 2 bands, and we're going to pull these both through the cap band. And now we're going to fishtail the next 2. So one at a time, pull it through everything, and reclaim just the outside bands. Do that one more time. This is what your piece should look like. Now you're going to want to grab a C-clip and C-clip these 2 outer bands because we have to remove them from the hook. Like so. Now we're going to slide that C-clipped band off, and we're going to grab 2 of our pieces that we pre-made. We're going to put that top chain on the hook. We're going to do that for 2 of them. Like that. You're going to grab that C-clip. This part can be a little tricky. I try to pinch everything with my right hand. I'm going to grab my C-clip, and we're going to place those 2 bands back on the hook. It should look something like that. Remove the C-clip. I'm going to actually move these out of the way for a minute. We have to make sure that the fishtail bands didn't come out of order, which mine did. So I'm going to cross the first one over the second, and it should sit like that. So now we're going to grab these 2 pieces, bring them to the front, and now we are going to pull 5 more of those white fishtail bands through. Now the first one is the trickiest. When you go to pull it through, I recommend kind of pulling down like that so it doesn't get caught up on anything. So we're going to pull it through everything. And then we need to reclaim the 1st, 3rd, which is my first pink, 6th, which is my last pink, and 8th, which is the outer white. Close it off, and it should sit something like that. we're going to pull the remaining bands through, and we're just going to reclaim the outside bands. We're going to do this to the remaining bands that we have. So pull it through, reclaim the outside too. Once they're all pulled through, it should look like this. And now we need to reattach these pieces down here. So you're going to grab the one furthest to the left. I pull it straight to make sure it's not twisted or turned. You're just going to bring that cap band up and put it on the hook. You're going to slide it down and do the same to the right side. Pull it straight, make sure it's not twisted, bring it up and sit it on. Since I'm right-handed, I'm going to bring it down here. So once again, we're going to pull 5 of our white fishtail bands through. The first one, when we pull it through, we're going to be reclaiming these 2 outer white ones. So pull that first one through, skip the cap band, and reclaim the outer white fishtail bands and close it. For the rest of the whites, we're going to do it like a normal fishtail. So you're going to pull it through everything and reclaim the outer whites. You're going to do that to all of them until the remaining white bands are gone. So now if you're going to add the little bubble beads on, these ones right here, this is when you would do that. So we're just going to place it on the right side of the hook like we did the bead. You're going to bring the bands to the edge of the hook. I kind of pinch them and pull it tight so that I can pop that little bead over it. Like that. That's all you have to do for that part. And now we're ready to repeat. This is where we need to C-clip our bands and pop them off the hook. Like so. Pop them off of the hook and grab 2 of your pieces. We're going to attach the top chain onto the hook. Just pull those fishtail pieces to the side so you can locate your C-clip and put those bands back on the hook. Remove the C-clip and make sure your bands did not come out of order. Mine are still fishtailed. Make sure your 2 pieces are facing you, and also make sure that the front of your bottom piece is facing you, or else these will end up on the wrong side. And now we're going to bring 5 of our fishtail bands through again. Remember, this first one is the hardest, so I like to pinch it and pull it down. We're going to pull our first band through everything, and we're going to reclaim the 1st, 3rd, 6th, and 8th band. Like so. And now we're going to keep pulling the whites through until they're all gone, and we're just going to keep reclaiming the outside white band. This is where we need to now reattach our chain pieces down here. So pull it straight. Bring it up and put your cap band on the hook. Do the same for the opposite side. Like so. I'm going to bring it back down here. And we're going to repeat pulling 5 of our white fishtail bands through. Pull the first one through and reclaim the outer white bands. And now keep pulling your whites through and reclaiming the outside fishtail bands until they're all gone. Now this is the point where you would want to add your little bubble charm on if you're using them. You're going to keep repeating the steps. I'll put a little timestamp here so you can rewind and pick up where I'm leaving off. Once you get back to this point and your bracelet is long enough to fit your wrist, all you're going to do is pull one more band through to close it. Then you would attach your C-clip and your bracelet will be a lot longer, and you would just locate the cat band back here, and that's where you would close it off. So I'm going to put that down, but that is all you have to do to complete my Love Bubbles bracelet. I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I tried to hurry and get it out because a lot of you wanted to see it, and isn't it just so cute? Also, don't forget that you can make my little keychain. Also, I'm going to have a little video up of that, so look out for that. But that will be it for today, you guys. I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you all really soon at my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.